Welcome to another episode of Stephen Follows Instructions. Today I'll be looking at something called Valkey. You see it up here. Fast, reliable, open source forever. I like those words. So what is this? What I'm trying to do, let me back up a bit, is if I go to my C-list application, ple.mooc.ca. I have a login, and here it is, right? And I could log in. Oops, maybe without my caps lock on. All right, so I log in, and then that's going to give me access to the credentials for all my various accounts. It's great, right? Yeah, it is. What that login is and what that database is a simple Python Flash script that I wrote called KV Store. It's on the GitHub. And it just doesn't do everything I would like it to do. I want a secure key value store that other people can access, that's open source, and I'd like eventually to use it as the basis for logins into other services, maybe to support OpenID Connect logins, whatever, right? It's all a mess. So, first things first, let's set up an independent place where I or anyone can store my stuff securely in a way that I know will be secure and that doesn't depend on me writing secure software, because probably just not a good plan. So I did some searching around. I've been messing around looking at OpenID Connect. We'll come back to that in a future episode of Stephen Follows Instructions. Might even be another episode today, as I'm kind of working on this kind of stuff today. But for now, I'm just investigating this. I've just found this. What you're looking at is how much I've read. So this could be a crash and burn in a hurry. But I want to try this out to see what it takes to get one of these things up and running. Might be a really bad plan, might not be. I don't know. So, here I am with Valkey. So, okay, install. This is for me, step-by-step instructions on how to install and configure Valkey for first-time users. That's me. See installation guide. So I am following instructions. Okay. There are some ways to install Valkey. Well, that's reassuring. Refer to Valkey administration for detailed setup. Okay, there's the download page as well. Okay, I can either do it from the source, from Docker, use Homebrew on Mac, so forget that. Okay, all of this appears to be for installing it on my server. So I guess I need a server somewhere. It doesn't really reference anything else than on a server. Yeah. So, why don't I, it doesn't seem, installation doesn't say, where would you install this? Would you install it in the cloud? Containers on Docker Hub. Right, so I could just run it as a Docker container somewhere. That might be the best, I suppose. So, this is the Docker Hub. What is Valkey? A high-performance data structure server that primarily serves key-value workloads. Okay. How to use this image. Start with persistent storage. I think I probably want that. connecting via Valkey command line interface. Conditional start. All right. You can create your own Valkey that adds context info data like so. Okay. Image variants, various versions. All right. So let's go to reclaim. Why not? So this is just going to be temporary for now. I don't know where I'll put it in the long run, but I'll go to Reclaim Cloud. I'll sign in. You know, actually, I use 1Password. I wonder if I couldn't just choose that. I'll investigate that later. Okay, Reclaim Cloud, log in. Okay. So let's create a new Docker. Oh wait, I think I can. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, right, applications. Here we go. Oh, Docker. Docker Engine CE. That sounds like my thing. Alright, so let's install that. So we'll let that run and then we'll come back here. So don't need to send any arguments to it. So let's start it with persistent storage. Like this. So I'm just copying the Docker command, or I could have just copied it like that, I suppose. Now let's see how we're doing here. Package is still being installed, so we wait. This is me waiting. This is generally pretty fast, so it's no slower than it would be anywhere else. So I'll have some coffee. If I wasn't broadcasting now, I'd go check my email or maybe read a post on Reddit. But yeah. Maybe while we're waiting, let's look at 1Password API. API access to 1Password. I can use the Connect API to work with vaults and items in your account and to list API activity on a Connect server. Oh, I think I recall this. Right, 1Password Connect. Right, yeah, you need to actually install that somewhere. Right. So it's something different. I think it costs money. It might cost money. Connect servers work well when you need unlimited requests and self-hosted infrastructure. What if you don't? Or if you just want to access, unlike service accounts. What's a service? Okay, 1Password service accounts have hourly limits and daily limits. Well, I don't care. This is just a personal account, right? That's all the PLE will ever be. So if you're doing more than that, that's probably a bad idea. Okay. So read 1,000, 10,000 in an hour. That's Yeah, can't ever be more than that. Account type. Well, that's all very fine, but okay, service accounts, overview. Create a test environment, automate secrets management. Don't provision web services with secrets. It's not really saying API access. Get started. Service account. Alright, we may come back to that at some future point. Oh, we're still waiting. Oh, Reclaim, you've slowed down so much. I'm a bit surprised that this is taking so long. Usually it's faster than this. At least we've prepared the environment. Deploying Docker Engine CE. Apparently detailed information was sent to my email. Let's see if that's true. I probably shouldn't open my email on live video, so we'll just, maybe I'll open it over here on the other screen. Yeah. Oops, and it opened here anyways. That's a stupid thing. Alright, just checking my email. There's lots of email here, but I'm not seeing anything from Reclaim. Don't know why this is going so slowly. This really is unusual that it would take this long. Yeah, somebody actually was watching, and all they signed on at 10:47 and left at 10:49. It's now 10:52. All they would have seen is me waiting for this environment to install. Oh yeah, world's dullest video. Alright, back to the server accounts. Service account token, manage service account types. Okay, use with password CLI. Okay, one password CLI. That's command line interface again. Use with one password SDKs. Well, this is for desktop apps. Oh, fetch an API key. Okay, but this thing is still sitting on my desktop, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a desktop. It really looks like desktop. I mean, that's not bad, but then it sends my API key as an SMS. No, I'm sure it doesn't do that. Rotate an API key. Use one password as a backend for a web app. Okay. Create a service account. Add the UUID of a vault. What's a UUID? A unique identifier. Okay. Add the secret reference in an environment file. Build the image and deploy again. It's still you're still building a web app to access one password. JS. But this is importing stuff from npm, so you'd need an npm or node, a node environment. Might come back to this. Let's see how my environment is doing. Oh, come on. Why is it taking so long? Have I received my email yet, even? No. Now, this is wild. This is the slowest I've ever seen Reclaim. That's not a good sign, guys. Why don't I go to who do I like? I like Hetzner. A lot of my stuff's on Hetzner. I kind of want to keep that separate. Let's go to we're just messing around. Let's go to DigitalOcean. Just sign in. That little blip up there, that was 1Password actually managing that for me. Okay, so I want to create a new droplet. I'm going to run it in Canada, of course. Is there a market? Yeah, here we go. Marketplace. Should be able to find Docker in the marketplace somewhere. There we go. Docker latest on Ubuntu. Sounds good. Let's make it the $8 a month version. Well, let's go to 16 just to make sure I don't mess myself up. Oh, I see. Put me to premium. That'll be good. The $12 a month one. Do I have any of these keys? Doubt it. Code project SSL key. That would be a neat thing if I did that. There's a thing out there, is it a 1Password thing that manages these keys so I don't have them all over the place. No, I don't. Could make a key. We'll just use a password, it's easier. Type your root password. Oh, I have one already. That was 1Password, just giving me my password. Okay, quantity 1 droplet. Let's go back to Reclaim. Still preparing. Yeah, it's obviously it's broken. So, all right, we'll create our droplet. So, which one? Yeah, it's the Cap Rover that I did last time. You might remember that from a previous installation of Stephen Follows Instructions. So here's our new droplet. So I believe it's still installing. There we go. And you see, that's the speed this stuff is supposed to run. That's much better. All right, I love this upsized droplet because that's the first thing you want to do is make it bigger than what you started with. All right, so Docker should be installed on this already. I should be able to get into it. It says access, launch droplet console. Waiting for console. Okay. La-dee-da-dee-da. Still waiting for the console. It says it started, but it might still be booting up to some degree. How's Reclaim doing? Still deploying. Yeah. I think they've run into some kind of bigger problem than maybe was expected. So we'll come back to here. Where's my console? Waiting for console. Oh, come on. Launch Dropland console. Alright, there we go. Well, let's see. Do we have... Oh, can I make this text bigger? Oops. Well, make the text on this screen bigger. It's not going to make it bigger. Oh, here we go. Plus. No, it just doesn't get bigger. Okay, well, sorry about that. We'll do what we can, I suppose. I hope you can read it. Just remember, if you're watching these things, it always works better if you're full screen. Alright, so let's type Docker and then -v. I can never remember whether it's 1v or 1 dash or 2. Okay, Docker is installed. Okay, so let's implement our command. Docker run name some Valkey Valkey server, and with a log level warning, and I'll hit enter. Command not found. Why? Okay, it appears to be inserting a $sign in front. There we go. You know, I actually clicked copy. Remember that? Back here. Come back here. I actually clicked copy and it copied the $sign as well. It shouldn't do that. Alright, back to my console without the $sign. For somebody who's really a newbie, that would just make this not work, period, and they'd have no idea. Alright. That's the sort of stuff that happens when you're following instructions. Alright, so I've got my image. My image is, I guess, running. Let's see. Docker-ps. Alright. Maybe it's just Docker PS. Yep. Alright, there's my image. It's on port 6379. So presumably I could access it. I don't know. I don't think I did any port forwarding here. Alright, so I've installed it. Okay, now what? I have a feeling it's not going to work. Other distributions, Windows. Alright. Test if you can connect using the CLI. Well, I'm almost certain that's not going to work because it's running in Docker. Command not found. Yeah, exactly. I would have to actually get into that system. What I mean is, I would have to actually run a command inside the Docker container. it's not going to talk about that at all. So maybe it's better if I don't use Docker. So let's kill this container. So we'll stop it first. Destroy. Here we go. Destroy this droplet. Enter the name of the droplet. Technically, I don't really need to destroy and create again, but just for completeness. And this obviously is still not working. Did it ever start up? No, it never started up. I don't think. Oh, maybe this is it. Maybe it did start up after all. And now I don't want it anymore. It doesn't do anything. Of course it wouldn't. Oops, this is it. Let's check my email. No, still never got an email, so I don't know if this is running something important that I've forgotten about. Oh no, yeah, that's Grasshopper. There's something, it's running some, oh that's, sorry. Here we go. It's just running this. I'm pretty sure this is the one I just created. I wish there was a way where I could find out when I created these things. So I could find, because I don't remember. Right, this is going to do nothing. Yeah. Let's stop it. So at least I'm not spending money running it. And yeah, okay. Back to DigitalOcean. Alright, so let's create a new droplet. Well, wait, let's decide what we're going to do first. There we go. So, Debian based, so Ubuntu. Right, we'll just run it on Ubuntu. I'm pretty comfortable with Ubuntu. Create a droplet. Still in Canada. Ubuntu. Most recent version. Basic. I don't know why it keeps wanting to send me to really expensive ones, but I don't want to use a really expensive one. Just password, create a root password, DigitalOcean. Again, create the droplet. Again, this just take a couple of seconds to do. Then we'll SSH into it. Should actually load up a bit faster than the Docker one, because there isn't a whole lot else to do than just start up the operating system. Okay. Alright, looks like we're good. We'll go into it. We'll access it. We'll launch the droplet console. Waiting for console. No, we're going to do this again, eh? Estimated cost $18.96. That's probably because I'm running the other thing. That's per month, I hope. But if I were to shut down the other application, the Cap Rover, here we go. Oh, that's much better. All right. Now let's follow some instructions. Sudo apt update. I'm as root, so I probably don't need the sudo part. Probably shouldn't do this stuff as root, but again, I'm just testing, right? So I'm not really carrying a whole lot here. Oops. Too many things. Okay, that's Docker on Ubuntu. Do I have 2 versions of the web console? Probably. Okay, here we go. I think this is the right one. Paste, apt update. So that's just going to update the package manager. That way I get all the latest packages. Next, apt install Valkey. Or for symlinked binaries to Redis CLI and Redis server. Well, that's pretty vague. I don't know what they mean when they say that. I'll install this anyways. Oh, we'll have to come back to this. So, apt install Valkey. Okay, it's 80K and I have 48.9 gigabytes. I guess I'll be fine. Okay. So we're busy installing now. Wonder if I have anyone actually watching the show. Nope, nobody. I had a couple of people who came in while I was sitting there waiting for Reclaim to load. But, okay. No services need to be restarted. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, good. I'll just add this one. I don't know if I need it or not. I don't know if it breaks what I was doing before, but I'll just put it in there. That was a right click. Oops. Missing destination file operand after Valkey compat. Huh. So that part doesn't work. All right. Test if you can. Just move on to the next step. Test if you can connect. Now, this time it should work. Ping. Pong. Okay. Okay. Another interesting way to run Valkey CLI is without arguments, the program will start in interactive mode. Okay. So this is kind of neat, actually. So we'll paste that in. Okay. So now it's running on localhost port 6379, just like before. I'll type ping, and it types pong. Let's try something fun. Curl 127.0.1 6379. Oops. 379. Oh, there's no curl. Okay. Oh, I need an HTTPS or something. Unknown command curl. Huh. Okay, Okay. Securing Valkey. It binds to all interfaces and has no authentication at all. Okay. Okay, make sure it's firewalled so it's not possible to contact Valkey from the outside world. Well, how am I going to access it with an API then? Use a configuration file. Ooh. Huh. How wild was that? I think I'm still running. I had that little disconnect and connect with the OBS server. Having a weird time with technology today. I don't know why. This is the OBS server that I'm running. Okay, well, yeah. All right, so here are the different clients. But all my clients need to be on this server if there's no connection to the outside world. So that's not what I want at all. That is not what I want at all. I want a way to securely store environment variables so that I can access them with an API call from a JavaScript application. Maybe that's just not a thing. Alright, let's I mean, we'll just keep running here. I successfully installed Valkey for what that's worth. I could just I could just close off this episode right now. I've got 0 viewers, so it wouldn't really matter, but let's go to ChatGPT. Make the text bigger? Yes, good. Alright, I don't know what engine I'm using. Doesn't matter. Okay. I want to create a JavaScript. No, let's write this. I have created a JavaScript application that runs 100% in the browser. I want to be able to connect to a key value store on the web, on the internet, using an API. So I can retrieve other API credentials, or just various credentials. Okay. I would like to find a secure open source application that will support this. Do you have any suggestions? Let's see what it says. It's going to think about it. Still don't know which version I'm using, but must be 4.0 because it's thinking. Or 4.0, I guess they call it. Vault. HashiCorp Vault. Okay. You can run it yourself. Okay. We're not going to touch Lift. I don't know CyberArk at all. All right. So here's what I'll do. I'll close off this episode of Stephen Follows Instructions with a verdict of successful but useless. And then I'll start up a new, I see I have a viewer, so yay. I'll start up a new episode right away of Stephen Follows Instructions. With the title Vault, and I'll see if I can set up Vault and then access it using an API. Maybe that'll work, maybe it won't, who knows. So, gonna end this for now. Just go to my main YouTube account page, and you'll see the new Stephen Follows Instructions start up right away. So that's it for this episode. Talk to you shortly.